Now to our missing series here on NewsNation. A Colorado family has been hit with the unthinkable. A loving mother of four simply vanishes. And then Kaysey Yoder's mom and young son are hit again by scammers. After NewsNation started asking some questions about this case, the sheriff's deputies making their first public release on Kaysey's disappearance in months. This as we get exclusive new details from the private investigator on the case, giving her very first interview. NewsNation's Kelly Beeson has a closer look at the ongoing investigation and disappearance of Kaysey Yoder.
With an enthusiasm and energy that's infectious, Kaysey Yoder's circle of friends is a wide one, but perhaps none more loyal than Anna Green.
She was really friendly and really extroverted and loved to talk and loved to socialize, just a social butterfly.
The two grew up together, texting, talking, and taking on the challenges that life and motherhood can bring.
Just a joy to be around.
Kaysey, a devoted mother of four boys,
Happy birthday!
Always working extra hard to get the care needed by her oldest, born with a severe birth defect.
He's in a wheelchair. He was also on a feeding tube. He was not able to speak. She would do different therapies with him. She was in the process of getting her CNA license so that she could be his formal caregiver and actually get paid for it. She had one more test to take.
It's why Anna finds the events of this past January so confusing. The 13th, Kaysey has a mental health emergency.
Told me this story about how she was like, well, I was just gonna go lay down in the snow and let myself freeze to death.
The next day, Kaysey seems better, but in the afternoon left her home on Appy Road near Eaton, Colorado. Her husband Evan says she took keys for both vehicles, but set out on foot, announcing she'd be spending the night at Anna's. The next morning, Anna got a call from Kaysey's mom.
She's like, so did Kaysey come over there last night? And I was like, no, I haven't seen Kaysey. And I called Evan right away and I was like, Kaysey's not here. Why didn't you go looking for her? I was pretty mad at him. I was like, why didn't you go looking for her after what happened the other day when she did that and walked off and went and hid?
We've checked hospitals and psych hospitals and jails.
Private investigator Aaron Martinez is working the case and is able to confirm that Kaysey's husband took a polygraph.
He was the one that originally told me that he passed it, but I've been able to have that confirmed, by the investigative agency who did the polygraph.
Martinez is on board with the amount of rural Colorado land covered by drones and K9 and foot searches held by Weld County deputies, especially because of the reports that Kaysey was feeling so well. She had just stopped medication for bipolar disorder.
What we try to do as investigators is put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and say, what would I have done or what could I have done? But, when you're dealing with mental illness, when you're dealing with coming off of prescribed medications, you do have to factor in that maybe she wasn't thinking in the most logical way.
Kaysey took a change of clothes in a small backpack. At this intersection right near her home, inside that bag, a pair of pants and her son's cell phone were found. Her bank account untouched. Her cell phone never found.
After she went missing, no calls, no texts, just little tiny amount of mobile data. It almost makes me think that the phone was maybe just turned on and then turned off again really quickly. It could have been something as simple as her weather app trying to connect, and register the weather. So I'm not 100% sure.
What is sure, confirmed by deputies after inquiries from NewsNation, Kaysey's mother and son hit by scammers pretending to be Kaysey, asking for money.
It's just really disappointing that people would do something like that.
To add to Green's devastation, her heart broken that the son Kaysey so lovingly cared for at home is now on his own in a long-term care facility.
Somebody knows something. I believe that with all my heart. Somebody out there knows something. And I just really hope that they will find it in their heart to come forward for not only Kaysey's family, but especially for her kids.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.